If you've all noticed this beautiful costume that was in the lobby and is now right by the door, you can see the elegant workmanship and beauty in the costume that was done by the Meadowbrook Theater down in Rochester. I know you've all heard of Meadowbrook and the many performances and fine plays they put on. Well, they make their own costumes right there. They have a costume shop, they have a little, I don't think they have a shoemaking shop, but they have everything else. And they do the costumes from designs that are submitted after a lot of research and so forth. Well, Monday night, they are going to be bringing a collection of about 60 costumes, complete outfits, hats, purses, shoes, everything, that were worn in the many productions that Meadowbrook presents. Thursday, they brought them up and we showed them on the Channel 12 o'clock news. And one of the costumes is 10 years old from a drama on the week level. And the lady that's going to be our commentator said that if that were done again today, the costume alone would cost $1,000. It's all heavily beaded and all hand done. You notice the beautiful beading work on this costume. Well, to make a long story short, how would you like to come and see all 60 of these outfits? You may do that Monday night. For just $10, we will give you a wonderful show, dessert and coffee, and we start at 7 o'clock. You can make reservations or pay at the door. 7 o'clock Monday night, and the costume show will start at 7:45. It takes an hour, and you'll be out of here by 9 o'clock. And I do hope, I have tickets, just happen to have tickets with me if you would like to buy them. And I'll see you in intermission or after the show. Thank you very much.
It is called the foxfire quilt. It was created especially for us. It comes from Goshen, Indiana, or many of you who might know about quilts know that that's Tommy territory. The quilt was made by a designer. It is signed, it's dated and signed by both the woman who designed it and also the woman who pieced it, who is a conservative Mennonite, and the woman who did all of the quilting. This quilt contains 600 yards of quilting thread. The ordinary quilt contains about 200 yards. The quilt itself is worth $1,000. The center is the orchard, and you will know more about this when you see the show tonight, but a Hector who resides in the apple orchard, and that's an apple orchard tree in bloom, and it represents the tree of life. The triangles then all around it represent the red clay of Georgia and the mountains. They have a foxfire glow around them. And then finally surrounding it all are the green pines of Georgia with stars in the sky in the corner. It's a beautiful show. I hope you all enjoy it very much. Now, I'd like to get on to some of the things about tonight. First of all, the next show. There's a little board in here and it says, "Don't miss Talking With." Please don't miss it. It runs for 4 days. It is a very unusual show. You're going to see 10 women doing monologues and telling you a lot about themselves. It's going to amaze, astound, astonish, and sometimes touch you. I think you're going to like it very, very much. Some of it's very funny, some of it's not. It is a very different show. Don't miss it. It is served without dinner that evening, only 4 nights. Make your reservation now. Then, the next show that's coming up, of course, is Little Shop of Horrors. Wonderful musical. We've got great reservations going on it. Make your reservations as early as you possibly can for this show. Next, those of you who have been to the board know that there's no smoking during the show. You can go get a picture if you like. The actors and actresses from the show will be at the back of the auditorium when the show is finished, if you'd like to stop by and say hello to them. Last of all, this is our 6th year. Sometimes we have enormous crowds, sometimes we have fewer people. We like to have enormous crowds all of the time.
know what day it is?
Nope.
Friday the 29th. Labor Day coming up.
Signs are in the bowels. I wouldn't cook that meat if I was you.
Now, how'd you know about that?
But you got water on the stove and a hog's head sitting in the bucket.
I ain't so worried about the cooking as I am the fixing. I don't know as I got much strength for that.
You ain't worrying about the cooking or the fixing. You're worrying about Dillard.
Sometimes I wish I could keep my thoughts to myself.
Well, you think it, I know it. Besides, you always said I knew everything.
You read his letter?
Nope.
It starts off about his concert. Says he's got a date this weekend at Hiawassee Fairground.
Hiawassee? That's 30 miles from here. You ain't going.
Don't have to. Says he'll stop by. He goes on. I guess Cheryl ain't wrote in quite a while. She got promoted. We moved again. That must be the 5th time. Kids send their love. I do what I can with them when I'm home. I know I'm a poor hand at letter writing, but don't worry, everything's fine. And I'll see you on the 30th, even if I can't stay long. The 30th. That's tomorrow. I want that hogshead out of the way.
What's chewing on you?
I don't rightly know. I wish he'd told more about the children. I ain't heard from Cheryl since last Christmas.
I never wrote a letter in my life, except to President Hoover. He never answered that.
It ain't hardly the same.
Well, he says everything's fine.
No, he says, don't worry, everything's fine. Makes me uneasy.
Dillard always done that.
He's a good boy.
He's a grown man, traipsing around the country with a guitar. What kind of work's that?
Now, Hector,
Well, this land would have took care of him.
you weren't cut out.
And of his family.
Cheryl neither.
Oh, Cheryl. What do we know about Cheryl?
She loves Dillard and she give him 2 beautiful kids.
She give him? Where was he?
You know what I mean.
Yeah, my grandchildren. Wouldn't know him if I fell over.
Because you always took off. Most times they've been here, you just up and disappeared.
I do it again, too. While with her cackle and his drumming, it muddies up the air.
He has to practice. It's his job.
Never practiced fireman, and that's a job as counts. Set him to plow the straight furrow and look like a mule got him out there.
Cheryl never did take to these mountains. She told me directly once. She said, the name of this place is too well suited.
Well, she weren't the first. When my pa first brought my ma up here, he says,
I know, Hector. I'm going back to that hogshead. No, I got most of the hair off, but I don't know what I'm going to do about them eyes.
when my pa first brought my ma up here, he says, Sarah, you're standing on the tip-top of Georgia, the Blue Ridge. Well, some people say it's the most beautiful place in America. What do you make of it? And she looks. She'd be bad for speaking out. And she says, it's stony. Then she listens to the quiet. And she says, it's lonesome. And he says, well, it's all yours, and you can call it that. And she did, too. Stony lonesome. But she raised 9 kids here. 9. And Cheryl's got 2. Seems to me the crop's fallen off. When Dillard got married, we give him the old family crib. Cheryl planted geraniums in it. My ma took what the Lord handed her and made the best of it. Made it work. Now that's the trick. Dillard ain't learned that. Like it says in the Bible, you sow nettles, you're gonna itch. Trouble is, his ma's doing the scratching. Now who's that?
So hot in that kitchen, I'm gonna bring it out here.
Ooh, the flies will kill you.
Better fly some heat stroke.
Light yourself a smudge pot.
I already done it.
Well, whoever that is, I'm going back up to my orchard.
Now, can I help you with that, ma'am? Now, that's too heavy for a lady like you.
Well, I can still do it, but thank you.
Well, I'd like to apologize for just busting in on you like that, but as I recall, you don't have a telephone.
You been here before?
Why, yes, ma'am. I had a very nice talk with your husband some years back about the scout camp.
Oh, I remember. Nice boys. They all got poison ivy.
Yes, my name is Carpenter, and I'd like you to have one of my cards. Here we go. Prince Carpenter.
I ain't got my glasses.
Well, now there's no need. It just says Mountain Development Corporation, Greenville, South Carolina. All I'd like you to remember is Prince.
You kin to Aunt Molly Carpenter?
Well, I could be. You know, there's a whole heap of carpenters around here that my folks are kin to. Oh, you mind if I sit down now?
Oh, please. My manner's rusty as an old hinge.
Man, you know, you feel 10 years younger up here. Look at that view. Money in the bank.
This nice bed to breakfast, I think it's dull as a fro.
Say, how many acres have you got up here, man?
Don't rightly know. We never stepped it up. 100 maybe? Hector could tell you.
Mr. Nations?
That's right. You come to see my husband?
Well, no, ma'am. I come to see you. I've got a proposition to make.
You best talk to him then.
Well, ma'am, I never did too good with Mr. Nations. I mean, he's a nice man, a great sense of humor, but definite. Well, with all due respect, ma'am, he weren't an easy man to talk to.
He ain't changed. He still speaks his mind. What kind of proposition did you have in mind?
Well, we'd like to buy your land.
How much of it?
All of it.
House too?
Everything.
My. Well, what do you figure it's worth, Mr. Carpenter?
Ma'am, that's a pig.
Ain't he a beauty? Now, if I could just get my knife down in there, maybe I could dig out that eye.
Ma'am, what are you going to do with that thing when you're through with it?
Make souse meat. Man, that's the best stuff I ever ate. I'm silly about souse meat. I just can't get through here. My hand's not stout as it used to be. I'd be obliged if you'd give him one good cut, right there, so as I could get my fingers in. I'll hold him steady.
Here?
Yeah, that's fine. Just open him up. Don't hit that eyeball, though, if you can help it. That old black stuff will just squirt all over you. There!
Pardon my language, ma'am, it kind of caught me by surprise.
I should give you an apron. Here, tuck that in your belt. It's clean.
All right.
I wished I had my strength so I didn't have to trouble you. I always had 2 boys, and Hector always done such as this.
Right there. All right. Well, how many children have you got, ma'am?
2 boys and a girl. All the way, though. Got 5 little grands, too.
There. Now, you want I should cut through on the other side?
If you please, yeah.
Then, and you're all alone up here then, huh? I mean, you and Mr. Nations, that is.
Most time. course, we got good neighbors.
Oh, sure, sure. Of course, most of them moved away. You know, I mean, the Harts are gone, the Angels, Burrows, the Bookers.
You knew all them folks?
Oh, you betcha. You betcha. I've dealt with every one of them. There.
Oh, you done it. Thank you.
Ma'am, you know, about your land. Well, that summer, I made an offer to Mr. Nations, but he just, well, he wasn't of a mind to sell.
Well, I know that.
Well, ma'am, we're now prepared to double our offer. $100,000 cash money down on a free and clear title.
I don't know. I don't know, Mr. Carpenter.
Prince, now, please, ma'am, just call me Prince.
Well, we never thought of selling.
Well, no, but you know, things change. I mean, people change. Now you're a senior citizen, Aunt Eddie. Well, if you don't sell, your kids will. They always do.
Well, what do you figure to do with our property?
Well, we'd improve it.
Lord didn't do too bad.
Well, now, we can always lend him a hand. No offense, but, well, you've seen Mount Rushmore before. Well, what about Ruby Ridge?
Oh, the old borough place where they cut the top off the mountain.
That's it. Vacation homes, beautiful. Cadillacs and Continentals. None of your camper people. It'll be nothing like that. But now, to get back to your land, I want that you should ask yourself, what have you got in this place? I mean, what's your investment? Well, I bet that Mr. Nations didn't pay over $10 an acre.
He didn't pay nothing for it. It came to him from his daddy.
Well, in that case, ma'am, you've got $100,000 free and clear profit. Now, I really think that you and Mr. Nations should think that over.
We talk it over, I guess.
That's real fine. Say, where is Mr. Nations?
He's up in the orchard.
Do you think that maybe I should go up there and have a word with him?
You could try.
I'd just like to wash my hands first, ma'am. Looks like I'm drawing flies here.
Well's right around back. You want hot water? I got some on the stove.
No, now don't trouble yourself. Ma'am, are you expecting company?
Not presently.
Well, you got it. Aunt Emmy, if you'll allow me, there's a lot of, well, fly-by-nighters in this business. You know, Florida sharpies. And I'd really hate to see one of them take advantage of a fine lady like yourself. Now, don't you do anything about your property without talking to me first, all right?
I won't.
All right, now I'll take that as a promise.
Oh, if you don't mind, help yourself to some apples. There's some old baskets back in the spring house.
That's my kind.
You ain't gonna find me.
Fresh air will do 'em good.
What's he after?
Real estate feller wants to buy the place.
Wanting's easy. Getting's harder.
I wish you could talk to him. I don't do so good when it comes to an argument.
All you gotta do is say no.
He told me to ask you what we got in it.
What we got in this place? More than that feller's gotten his, I'll bet. Where's he from?
Greenville, he said.
City folk. They go into a store, and they say, give me one of those and two of that, and then you know what they do? Like as not, they pack up and move on. Same as Dillard, rolling his young'uns around like stones in a creek.
Dillard makes a good living.
Remember that, Ivan? That's when you have to know how to make a living. First thing I did, used to fill it up with corn, sorghum, cabbage, haul all that stuff to market, and bring it right back home again and feed it to the hogs. Old Hoover's time. If it wasn't for corn liquor and smart trading, we'd have had an empty table around here.
Eddie!
Who's that this time?
I'm here. Who's that?
Still stony. Sure ain't lonesome.
It's me. Holly? Why, Holly Pearl, I don't believe it's been such a long time. Oh, you really hope for good now.
Oh, I sure am.
I heard you done real good in Atlanta.
Oh, there's plenty of teachers in Atlanta. This is the place I care about.
How's your daddy?
Oh, glad to have me back, I guess. I do what I can with them. How's Dillard?
Oh, he's coming home.
Oh, everybody knows that. Local boy, made good. I came to see if I could take you tonight. And I brought you a poster.
Take me where?
To his concert.
Tonight? But he said the 30th.
Today is the 30th, Aunt Annie. Monday's Labor Day.
Today's Saturday.
Uh-huh.
Oh, my. Oh, my. I got to get this thing on the stove right now.
Oh, that's a beauty.
The Nortons brung him up. They're real good to me.
Let me help you.
You can wipe down the table for me if you would. I want to wash up and change my apron.
You take your time.
Hi.
Dillard!
Where's Mom?
Well, she's inside.
She all right?
But she's fine. I was just looking at you.
What you doing here?
We're just visiting.
Well, that's friendly. What you got there?
One of your posters. It's for Aunt Annie.
Dillard's home. Well, that's a laugh.
Well, you are, aren't you?
Yeah, if that's what it says. You sure, Moss? Okay?
Well, of course. She's in back changing. Cheryl with you?
No.
How are the kids?
Well, they got the mother's looks and the daddy's talent.
They'll go far. Let me tell her you're here. It's good to see you again.
Hey, will you do something for me?
I'll try.
Oh, it ain't hard. Just tell me who the hell you are.
You don't remember.
I guess not.
Right over there. Your pa was in the rocking chair. Oh, God. I asked him if he ever shot anybody. And you sang a hymn right over there.
I'll be damned. You're that kid with the tape recorder. Holly.
Burl.
Holly Burl. You still live around here?
I teach at the high school.
Where is he?
Hello, Mom.
I weren't expecting you.
Well, didn't you get my letter?
I got mixed up. You're playing tonight?
Yes, ma'am.
But you can stay over.
Oh, no, I'm afraid not. I gotta get back to the kids now. I told you it'd have to be a real short visit.
Well, I ain't gonna cry about it. I got you now.
I'm taking her to your concert.
I'd love that, Holly. I dearly would, but that's a far piece for old bones like mine. I don't believe Hector'd go. Let me just turn down that damper. Oh, I'll think about it.
She won't come. She don't go nowhere. She just makes it down to the store or the post office when she has to. She's glued up here.
Dillard. She said Hector.
Yep,
Your pa.
that's right.
But he's dead.
Not for her, he's not. You go in the bedroom there. His clothes are still hanging up. His tools still under the bed. I moved them once, and she put them right back. When Paul was alive, she used to wash and get into her nightgown behind a curtain in the corner. Curtain's still there.
Is she all right?
Oh, in the head, you mean? She's clearer than I am.
You like black pepper? I made it fresh. Dillard's silly about it.
It sure beats soda. Thanks, Ma.
I'm going to swallow mine and get right along.
You can't stay, child. I never see you.
Well, then come tonight. We'd have fun.
Oh, that's real sweet, yeah, Holly, but I guess I won't.
You really gonna miss it?
Oh, tell her to forgive me.
Well, I'll be up again soon anyhow.
You do that, child. Stay overnight. You can have Dylan's baby.
Got to warn you, I snore. Thought that was a joke, Ma.
You tease like that with Cheryl?
No, I don't tease with Cheryl.
Well, good luck tonight, Hillary. Now you take care.
I will.
Are you sure you won't change your mind?
Come on, Ma. Get off this hilltop for once and see life.
What you gonna show me I ain't seen before?
Well, you ain't heard me sing a concert since I won that medal.
What medal?
Oh, Dillard won a prize at the state fair when he was only 17.
I'm better now. Come on, Ma.
I don't stay up late no more.
Well, I'll sing something especially for you.
Oh, please come, Aunt Annie. I'll bring you straight home.
What the way?
Oh, just put on your hat.
Nobody dresses up. Mostly kids anyhow.
Well, not my crowd, honey. Little blue hair out there.
Well, I guess it'd be all right just for one.
Well, that's more like it.
Great, I'll pick you up at 7. Bye now.
Bye now.
See you later.
I miss that. So, how are the kids?
Hello, Ma.
I'm real glad you come. That coat's gone at the elbow. Give it here.
Ain't all that's gone. Oh, the kids is fine. Hecky's learning guitar. Damn, they sent you a present. I left it in the car. Oh, well, you mind me to get it for you.
What do you mean? Ain't all that's gone.
Oh, you know, just talk. Time passing.
How's Cheryl?
Aunt Annie, there's somebody up in your orchard.
Oh, that's all right, child. I told him he could have some apples.
Well, who is it, Ma?
Some fella picking apples. He's kin to the Carpenters. Let's sit. I got a pinch in my back from bending so much. Oh. So, how is Cheryl?
She's fine, Ma. She's doing real good at work. She trots around near as much as you do.
You still traveling a lot?
I'll have to. But we're working a club near Tampa this fall because I wanted to be closer to home for a while.
Well, I'm glad of that.
But you look real good, Ma.
Well, certain and declare I do. I got my health, thank the Lord.
Well, how about quitting while you're ahead?
Quitting?
Come to Florida. Now, you don't have to sell the house. Just come where I can keep an eye on you.
Dillard, honey, don't start that again.
It didn't mean a lot to the kids.
I belong here.
Well, just come for the winter then, all right?
Who'd feed the chickens?
Ma, you can buy eggs in the store. It's Pa, ain't it? Ma, I ain't gonna say no prayers. I just want you to listen to me. Now, you ain't so young no more. And you're all on your own up here, and winter is coming. Now, you could trip on them steps and just lie there and freeze. Now, you let Paul rest. Come live with us.
I ain't seen you look so serious since you used to talk about your music.
Well, I ain't talking about music now. Please, Ma.
No. You let me go on. You talk about your pa resting, and he is. Right up in the old orchard. Next to his ma and pa, and your little brother and sister. And when my time comes, I'm going to lie right down beside him. Ain't nothing ever going to change that. Not you, not Florida, not nothing. Your elbow's digging into my knee, boy. You're going to have to move.
Well, I ain't gonna give up. I swear I'm gonna keep after you, Ma. I'd sleep a lot better if you was off this mountain.
Well, maybe you would, but I ain't slept in another bed since I was married.
Holly left this. And I brought you some oranges.
Well, they're real pretty. This don't look like you.
Oh, that's only a poster, Ma. What happened to the smokehouse?
Oh, the roof gave up.
Well, you can see the creek now. That's what I used to swing over when I was a kid. Yeah, grab a branch there, get a good run up, and just swing over.
You always swung too high.
And one time I missed. You'd give me hell.
You was wearing brand new shoes.
But you never told Pa.
They dried out.
Yeah, he'd have took a switch from me.
What the eye don't see, the heart don't grieve over.
I gotta watch the clock. This thing's running slow. Ma, what in the world are you gonna do with all of these oranges? I must have been crazy.
We should have given some to Holly. Here, give me a couple and put the rest in the cellar for me. You want one?
Oh, Ma, if I never see another orange, it'll be too soon.
You're a real treat to me.
Who bust the stove?
Got stuck. We had a long wet spell last spring. It just swole up, I guess. I went to get beans for my supper. Couldn't get it open. I felt right foolish.
Looks like they had a tough job getting in.
Was already in.
How do you mean?
Inside. Door shut behind me.
How'd you get out?
Joe Norton come up next morning to cut some wood for me. Heard me hollering. I'll just put these inside.
Oh, wait a minute. You mean you was in there all night?
Weren't so bad. Dark never hurt no one.
She could have caught pneumonia.
No, I was wearing your pie sweater. I slept some.
Well, what if Joe hadn't come?
I guess I'd still be hollering.
Ah, damn it, Ma, that's just what I've been talking about. You could have died in there.
Stuff. Folks come visiting all the time.
Yeah, once a week, once a month.
You're the third person come up that hill today.
But how often that happen? Ma, they could break your neck up here and nobody know it. And all 'cause of Pa.
Hi.
Hi.
These are great. Hey, fruit salad. See, you got oranges, I got apples. Fruit salad, huh?
I got it.
Right, Miss Nations told me to help us out.
Yeah, I know.
Man, you don't get them like this in the city, do you?
Sure don't.
I'm sure not dressed for farming. Look at these shoes. Did you bring them with you?
Yep.
Real cheap down there, ain't they?
Pebbles on the beach.
Well, never appreciate what we got. What about this here? Isn't it beautiful?
Sure is.
Florida, huh?
That's right.
You interested in this place?
Yeah, I'm interested.
Well, meet the competition. I'm Mountain Development, Prince Carpenter. Pleased to meet you. Yeah, I've had my eye on this place for a long time now, but it's no sale. Say, you ever talk to the old man?
Who do you mean?
Hector Nations. Tough old bird.
Sure, I've talked to him.
So how'd you do?
Well, I ain't spoke to him in quite a while.
Won't budge him. Ain't no way in this world to get through to him. Ain't never gonna say.
He told you that, did he?
Sure did, right there up in the orchard.
Well, how'd you manage that?
It weren't easy.
I guess not. Pa's been dead 5 years.
Come again?
My pa. Dead.
You're absolutely right. But 5 years ago, August 77. So you must be the son in show business. Dillard?
Well, I sure ain't in real estate.
No, I guess not. No. You know, I got about ahead of myself there. A smart man, your pa. I talked to him just before he passed over.
You did, huh?
Absolutely. Now, your mama knows. Yeah, I offered him $50,000 for this place. But he wouldn't touch it. He knew values would go up.
Now, you think that's the only reason he wouldn't sell?
I offered your ma $100,000.
Well, you ain't gonna budge Mom either. Now, you look, Mr. Carpenter.
Prince, now, please, why don't you call me Prince?
My granddaddy cleared this land. My daddy worked it. I worked it. And my ma lives here.
Well, we all move on sometime. Now, you take my mom. We got her a nice little place right near us in Greenville. Got a TV set, a dishwasher, everything. And I'm right there if there's ever any trouble.
Well, Ma's got good neighbors.
Had, Dillard, had. You're out of touch. I guess it gets mighty lonely up here. Probably why she brought your pa back, huh?
You knew about that?
Hell, Dillard. Come on, boy, this is my territory.
Now, you didn't call her on it.
What do you take me for? I wasn't about to ruin anything for a fine old lady like that. I like these people up here. And everybody likes old Prince.
This place ain't for sale.
Now, you won't get a better offer. There's about 6 acres out there we can't use anyway. It's swamp. Then there's your private burial grounds. The state law won't let us touch that. Now, look, don't just piss on it, Dillard. You think it over.
You're wasting your breath, Mr. Carpenter. It ain't my land. It ain't my life.
It's your ma. Now, face it, Dillard. Everything up in these mountains has changed since you and me grew up as boys. I mean, all the kids with any get up and go have already got up and went, just like you did. The old ones they're just hanging on like foxfire on rotten wood.
You got your answer?
Yes. Thank you kindly, Miss Nations. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, Mr. Carpenter was just leaving.
Yeah. Well, I gotta get going, ma'am, but I'll be back. Time's marching. Goodbye, Miss Nations.
Bye.
Dillard.
What time is it, Ma?
Just after 5. You want more blackberry?
No, thanks. Ma, now why didn't you tell me that fellow was a real estate man?
Wouldn't have changed nothing.
He told me he talked to Pa.
He did?
Yeah, up in the old orchard.
Maybe he did.
Ma, that ain't a good kind of man to be doing business with.
I weren't doing business. I was making souse meat. Your pa done that all the time. Business, I mean.
Well, you know what Pa had told him. What'd he say to you?
Well, he called me a senior citizen. Said if we didn't sell, you would.
Well, what the hell did he mean by that? It's your land.
Don't swear, Lord. Besides, he weren't far wrong. It'll be coming to you one time anyway.
Well, what about Millie and Jed?
I'd give it to you now if I thought you could use it.
Ma, Christ, Ma, don't lay that on me. Sorry, I don't mean to swear. I do love this place, but I can't live here.
No, you never could, once you was broke.
Things don't work out, do they, Ma?
What's troubling you, Dylan?
Nothing. Everything. Just living. Yeah. I gotta get started. If I'm there to set up, they'll be fussing.
Well, maybe you better, then.
Now, Ma, if that real estate fella comes back, don't you talk to him, huh?
I'll talk to your pa about it.
Sure you will.
You be sure and give the kids my love.
I won't forget.
And I'll give yours to your pa. Never mind that. You just go on now.
You ain't mad at me, are you?
Dillard, I ain't mad at a soul in this world. You kissed me good when you come, and I just hate goodbyes, so you can kiss me when you come back again.
Okay. Well, I won't try and see you after the concert. I gotta get back to Atlanta, catch that plane. Hope you like it.
I'll clap real loud.
I'm sorry it was so short. Well, I'll write as soon as I get back. Well, don't go closing no more doors on yourself.
sanction his love.
I heard.
Something's wrong, Hector.
He wanted you to go live with him again? That's it, ain't it? Come to Florida. Well, I ain't go.
He ain't asked you.
You gonna leave me? You're way too old for that now.
Well, I'm too old for, I'll decide. He's going through rough waters.
Well, we went through them too.
Times is different.
But they ain't harder. Like the Bible says, man was born unto trouble, not just to picking a banjo.
Hector, honey, Lord forgive me, but I sometimes get just a little tired of hearing what the Bible says. Besides, he weren't born to trouble. He made a real good start. April 7th, 1945. You was right there beside me. You was holding my hand, singing me a song.
Young lady, take a warning from me. Don't place your affection on a young man so free. He'll hug you, he'll kiss you, he'll tell you more lies than crossed ties on a railroad or stars in the skies. I'm troubled, I'm troubled, I'm troubled in mind. If trouble don't kill me, I'll live a long time.
Sure, I'm glad y'all could make it down to the fairground tonight. My daddy used to sing that one. He couldn't sing no better than a crow. But I guess that's what started me. That old banjo he picked up trading, and my pa was a great trader, Hector Nation. He could swap his silly. You'd be lucky to walk away wearing your shirt. Well, I wrote a little song about my daddy's trading. And now, the Stony Lonesome Boys would like to do it for you. Sweet talker, all was a trading man. My papa was a farmer for 50 cents a day. He worked the neighbor's land and he gathered in his hay. He hoped that fellas beans and he sweated in his yard. But once he got the family place, he sweated twice as hard. He was a sweet talker. Oh, a straight man, a sweet talker. Well, he'd study and he'd scratch and he'd grow and he was able, but he could not grow the money to cook meat upon the table. So he'd swap a little something, but he'd always get back more. He'd trade and trade and trade till there was cash for the story was a sweet talker. Oh, was a straight man, a sweet talker. You best count your fingers when you shake his hand, a sweet talker. What you got to swap? What you got to trade? Got a pig and a calf and a cook to spay. Got syrup and taters, no need to figure. Well, how about a gem like genuine gold liquor? head. Sweet doctor, there ain't nothing in the world like a trained fool. Sweet doctor, he could swap a bench deal for a blue-eyed mule. Thank you. All right. Here. Woo. Well, it sure is good to be back in good old Raven County. That's right, that's right. Oh, I guess I'm just a hillbilly boy at heart. One thing I found out, folks, these here mountains, they don't never let you go. But I got my ma sitting out there with you folks tonight. Mm-hmm. And she's sitting with a pretty little gal named Holly Burrow. Holly teaches school. But who? She don't look any. Oh, we was all visiting this afternoon, and they asked me if I'd sing a song from a record. Well, if y'all don't mind, I kind of like to do that. Oh, and if y'all like it good enough, why, there's a few for sale down there somewhere. Here's the title song, another timid nation's original, My Feet Too Often. Sure, I remember the home place. Sure, I remember it clear. Because the day that I left her was just this time of year. I could see her smile almost every mile. Then my feet are walking, my feet are walking. There's no sense in talking it out.
Catch my breath. I swear this hill gets steeper every day.
Oh, you shouldn't have named me that way. Am I going to hear about it at school? Pretty little girl. Made me sound about 16.
Well, you are pretty, just like your mama was.
Guess I don't need this thing with that moon.
Well, they sure did clap anyway, all that whooping and hollering.
Oh, they loved it.
I do believe I got a headache. I ain't had one of them in years.
You got some aspirin?
I'll just have me a cup of tea and get to bed.
Let me put the kettle on. You've had a long day.
I wish you didn't have to go up in one of them airplanes.
Well, it's better than driving all night.
Hector never did hold with flying. Said it was against nature.
The Lord meant us to fly. He'd have give us wings.
Never give us wheels, neither.
You've been gone 4 hours.
I know. First time in 5 years.
You forgot to feed the chickens. And you ain't had no supper.
I ate a hot dog and some popcorn. Holly bought it.
Young'uns today, they got more money than sense.
You bought me ice cream when we was courting.
Only a nickel then.
I wish you'd have been there.
Oh, them summer folk making a fuss over a banjo picker.
They enjoyed it. Don't spoil it for me, Hector. He sang a song about you.
What about me?
About your trading.
He weren't born when I was trading.
No, but he remembers you telling about it. Made folks laugh.
Just be a minute. I had to light the stove.
What'd you expect? You leave, the fire goes out.
Ah! Ah, no! Jilla! Well, how'd you like it? I thought she was flying straight back.
A tease of mine. I'm catching the plane tomorrow. Well, what did you think?
It were real nice.
Yeah, it gives you a headache.
That fiddler were good. Minded me of old times.
Well, which song did you like the best?
Well, they was all good. You worked so hard, I could see the sweat running down you.
It gets hot.
I washed that shirt.
Tomorrow.
Well, maybe that's best. I ain't had such a big day in years. I'll just draw me a bucket of water for morning.
Oh, I'm doing that.
Well, thank you, child. Your bed's made up. If I would have been proud of you, boy. I'm going to have my tea.
She's worn out.
What did she really think?
Oh, she was excited.
Yeah, but what did she think?
Well, she thought it was loud. It was, too.
Oh, it's gotta be loud. And they don't figure they got the money to it unless you bust their eardrums. What else?
Well, loud and, jokey. Oh, Dillard, I'm no critic.
What didn't you like?
Well, I'll tell you. Us'uns down here in good old Rayburn County ain't all hillbillies.
Well, I am. Up there, I am. Now, that's just what they want. And I'll do what I have to for the customers.
You have to dress up like an ice cream soda?
It's all part of the image.
Well, not you.
Well, what do you know about me?
Well, I know we both come from the same place, and we don't talk like little Abner. Turning your daddy into a joke. You're a singer. You sounded like a salesman.
Well, I was sweet talking, honey, just like my pa used to do. Now, he always said, you make a nickel any way you can.
Yeah, and he made it by just plain hard work. I remember your daddy, and he wasn't all sweet talk. I better get that bucket inside.
First job I had after I married your mom paid 10 cents an hour. Fireman. Couldn't make it, no way. So I started digging wells. Dug them 80, 100 foot deep. $1 a foot. Ooh, it was good quick money, but mean work. You know, sometime you're down in that hole and you look up and the sky's no bigger than a nickel. Sometimes you hit gas. Comes spewing out of the bank. Sounds like bees swarming. You don't get you out of there right away, you're a goner. Had a mustache then that was sandy colored. The gas turned it black as a crow. You know, one time I was down about 50 feet. I was just coming to water, and some crazy boy threw a cat down on me. A live cat. Now, a rock falling down on your head can kill you dead like a hammer. But a cat, near tore me to pieces. Couldn't catch it either. Couldn't see nothing but yellow eyes in the dark. So I killed it with my shovel. I'd have killed that joker too if I'd have caught him. I was wild. They wouldn't let me out of there until he had run off. After that, your ma says, you ain't digging no more wells. I'd rather have you alive and broke than buried in a well.
Is there something wrong?
Now, I was just thinking about Pa. Sometimes I wish I was like him. Sometimes
What's that?
Pecky and Susie, present for the grandma.
They make him in school?
Yeah, Sunday school.
Dillard, I'm sorry for sounding off about your concert. I like the way you used to sing. Just your voice and the guitar. It was beautiful.
Wouldn't pay the rent. Here, help me with this. It's supposed to be the first thing she sees when she gets up. They'd have killed me if I forgot. Heck, he'd even give me the tax.
You should have brought the kids with you. Cheryl, too.
Well, you don't know Cheryl.
Oh, what's she like?
That's just a credit card from the South.
What's that mean?
Nothing. Cheryl's a city girl. Likes things easy. Ma could use some of that. Wish I could get her to come to Florida.
To live?
You know a fella named Prince Carpenter?
We've met. Why?
Oh, he was up here today. He made an offer for this place.
Well, I hope you told him to get lost.
Well, he talked some pretty good sense.
I've heard it. You see that? I was born over there. 4 generations we farmed that land. My ma died, and Prince talked my daddy into selling out. Now they call that Ruby Ridge. Can't even walk across it. They have barbed wire to keep the hillbillies out. And my daddy? He's boxed up in a little house in town, just staring at the walls. Don't let that Annie sell, Diller. Don't let Prince shove her out.
Well, Ma, don't shove easy. She knows what she wants, always did. So did Pa. 2 people and a piece of ground, that's all it took.
And don't let her sell that piece of ground.
Well, it ain't that simple.
Of course. I could see where it'd help you out a lot. You and Cheryl.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, with 2 kids to take care of, she's working. You travel all the time.
Oh, come on. If I was just hunting someone to take care of children, it wouldn't be an old woman at 79, can't drive, never been in a bus, or a supermarket. The thing is, there'd be someone to take care of her. She'd be safe.
Safe? Safe from what? She's lived here all her life. And this isn't such a bad place to die.
All alone up here?
Well, Joe Norton keeps an eye on her. Now I'm back now. And she's got your pa.
Oh, come on, but Holly, he ain't real.
Well, so what? Maybe he means more to her than indoor plumbing.
Ma's alive, and so's her family.
Don't push too hard, Diller. Just think about it. Leaving here what she wants, or you want.
Well, that's my business, ain't it?
Yes, it is. It's your business. Goodbye, Diller. And I still like the way you used to say,
He took to walking, he took to walk. No sense in talk. Dream of that mellow world. And he took to walking away from her. The wild rose hung below with the honeysuckle above. The breeze was gently a-singing, as sweet as the morning dove. But I never found such a heartbreak sound since my feet took to walking, my feet took to walking. There's no sense in talking.
been awake all night.
Some of it.
Why'd he stay?
I ain't asked.
I'll tell you why. He wants to get rid of me.
He can't do that.
No, but you can.
Oh, my.
What's them?
Cutouts. Your grandchildren.
One of them got a gimpy leg?
Of course not. They're beautiful. It's her birthday next week.
Whose?
Susie, Dylan's youngest.
Well, birthdays don't mean so much to me no more.
No, never did.
Mom, look what I found.
Yeah, your old guitar. You remind me, I got a little birthday something for Susie I want you to carry.
Well, she'll be tickled.
Why'd you come back?
Why'd I come home?
You said you had to get right back to the children.
Well, I do, but I gotta talk to you.
Did you call Cheryl?
Not yet.
Won't she worry?
No.
I would.
She's not there, Mom.
Where's she at?
She's away.
Left the kids? He's dodging.
Where's Hacky and Susie?
Staying with friends. Was that coffee, Ma?
Something he ain't telling you. Sooner or later, it's got to come out.
Here.
Thanks, Ma. Nice smell.
Just coffee.
Not the coffee. This place.
Putting it off won't help.
Well, when you talk to Pa, you see him?
Clear as clear.
Yeah, but is he there?
I'm here.
Sometimes.
Can you touch him?
Your pa weren't much for touching.
You had 5 kids, for God's sake.
Yes, for the Lord's sake. And for mine and your pa's. And for this place.
Why this place?
What else is there? Family's got to have a place.
Remember when I brought Cheryl and the kids up just before Pa died? Pa planted a tree. I remember it real well. And he was holding young Hecky by the hand as he dropped down the dirt. And Pa said to him, "That's your tree, son. Now you got something here that belongs to you."
I didn't say that. I said, now you got roots here, boy.
Did you always love him?
My own grandson?
Hecky? Pa.
Well, we was married. No. Not always. I guess sometimes I near hated him.
I don't need to hear this.
First I weren't sure. He sort of scared me. He was so bullheaded
Yeah, I know all about that.
till I seen him scared.
Pa?
We both was. You remember corn shucking?
Sure. That great pile of corn out back and the fiddles playing.
They'd bury a jug of liquor in the corn. The man had moved for that.
Yeah, and then the first man to find a red ear got to kiss the prettiest girl. I remember Gudger singing, "Red ear hiding somewhere, red ear come to me. Let me kiss that prettiest girl, red ear come to me."
That was the first time your pa ever touched me. 62 years ago.
I found it!
It's been all right. Stop running, girl. Hacky's the man. Okay, Hector, who is she?
Annie Hooper!
Ain't you good today?
I gotta tell you something.
back now.
No, wait.
They'll notice.
Let them.
Loose me, please, Hector.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to grab at you.
Well, what is it then?
Well, that red ear? To tell the truth, I didn't find it. Just made out I did.
Oh, I know that.
You did?
I seen you take it out of your pocket.
Annie, I've been working pretty regular when I can find it. And I'll have my daddy's home place someday. It's good land. I aim to settle down.
You should, Hector.
I know. Raise a family.
It ain't man raises families.
That's just it. You're awful pretty.
Well, I'm still to school, Hector. I gotta go back now.
I can wait.
You got my arm again.
I know. I guess there's nothing for it. Annie? Will you? Well?
I'm scared, Hector.
What about?
I'm scared of you.
Me?
Oh, I like you, but
But why?
you're too hasty.
I can change. I'll take care of you.
How long did you make him wait?
2 years.
Any change?
But he waited.
I wish me and Cheryl had waited.
You gonna tell me about Cheryl?
What's to tell?
I don't know, but something.
She's gone, huh?
Gone?
Took off. She left.
Why?
Oh, lots of reasons.
You strike her?
No. Maybe I should have.
Another man?
Yep.
Did you take the children?
Oh, they didn't have room in their trunk. She wants a divorce. Got herself a lawyer.
What you gonna do about that?
Well, I ain't gonna let her have my kids.
Well, they're her kids, too.
She quit, and I didn't.
How are you gonna raise 2 young'uns? You on the road all the time?
Oh, we'll work something out. They're all I've got. And damn it, I'm their pa.
Oh, yeah, you're their pa, but you got no wife and no real home.
I'm way ahead of you. I can't come back here.
You want I should go there?
No. Yes. Well, you know I do. I've been trying for years, but not just to bail me out. No way. I don't want that. And I don't want to wait for that phone call. Tells me to come and carry you out feet first. It ain't about me. It's about you. You can't make it on your own up here. And Pa is dead. Now, how do I get through to you on that? He's dead. Dead.
Dillard, honey, don't you never hear him in your head?
All the time. Telling me things I don't want to hear.
You done like I told you.
What was that?
Check the planting calendar.
Not yet.
A fool despises his father's instructions. Proverbs 15, set that to music.
I ain't heard that before.
It's called resurrection. direction.
You make it up?
Now, Mr. Wilson, he's good.
Good as got you?
Better. He can do words, too.
Only 3 eggs. I don't know what ails them chickens.
Buy eggs at the store, Ma.
Sure are hard on socks. You know we don't spend money that way.
I'll buy them for you, Ma. For a present.
You will?
I made $5.
Now, how'd you do that?
Playing at the dance.
You tell your pa.
I won't.
Well, that's real sweet of you, honey, wanting to buy us a present.
Well, it's for you, not him.
Now, Dillard, honey, you be good. Your pa's worn out with just one pair of hands around here. You still at school and all?
I'm painting the barn tomorrow.
Where's the glasses? You done your chores?
Yep.
What?
Yes, sir, Pa.
Don't mumble. All of them?
I brought in the wood and filled the buckets and watered the stock and mucked out the stall and cleaned out the trough and I collected the eggs and there was only 3 of them.
Hardly worth the feed. You better get some sleep then. We gotta get them taters in this weekend.
I thought I was painting the barn tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
But it's going to be fine and we got all next week to plant taters.
No, it ain't. New Moon Wednesday.
Well, we should have done it today then.
The signs was in the feet today.
Oh, Pa, what's the difference?
Dillard?
Well, it's old-timey talk, that's all.
Then what's wrong with that?
Nothing, I guess.
You get it straight about taters now. You always plant them in the last quarter. You plant them in the light of the moon, they make all vine and no tater. Any fool knows that.
Yes, Pa.
Folks been going by the signs for a long time, boy.
I know.
We don't never kill a hawk on the new of the moon, you know that. Your craplets come out all soft and fuzzy if you do.
Well, yeah, well, I can see people believing in the moon because it pulls the oceans and it makes the tides, like Mr. Wilson says. But he never said nothing about the stars.
Mr. Wilson, that's the feller with the beard and the glasses.
Yeah, he plays guitar too, real good.
What's he know about farming?
Well, he's only the county agent, that's all. He teaches a course for the 10th grade, and he says there ain't no scientific proof for planting by the signs.
He does, eh? Can he stand an egg on its end?
What?
Go ahead, boy. Stand it on its end.
He can't.
Come on, boy. Go ahead.
Well, nobody can do that.
You mean your Mr. Wilson says there's no scientific proof? Now, what do you call that?
A spoiled egg.
You cheated.
I use the sense God gives me. Right in Genesis it says, let there be light in the firmament to divide night from day, and let it be for signs. That's what the Lord said.
He didn't say for you to waste my eggs.
I'm trying to teach him something.
You know the Bernard kids, Paul? Now, their granddaddy's always on them about planting by the signs, but he don't see so good no more. Can't read the calendar, so last season they asked him when they should plant the corn. And he tells them in the dark of the moon or whatever.
No, no. When the moons are grown and the signs are in the feet or the breast.
Well, all right then. Now, they looked up the signs for that in the calendar. And they planted that corn just exactly the opposite of what he told them.
That's foolishness.
And they got a fine crop of corn.
Foolishness. If they'd have planted it in the right sign, they'd have got twice as fine a crop.
Oh, Pa.
Don't you old-pile me, boy. You get that Noah off your wife, you hear?
You ain't proved it, Paul.
Don't tell me I ain't proved it.
Dillard, hon, Mr. Wilson just don't understand the way we do things. Now, you fetch me a cup, and I'll save that yolk.
It ain't just as Mr. Wilson. Now, you listen to me, boy.
You've been getting way above yourself lately. Always making out like we don't know nothing. Well, we know a damn sight more than some of those big talking friends of yours.
There's no need to cuss in front of the boy, Hector.
No need for you and me to spat in front of him either. But this is my house, and if I have to cuss to get through to him, I'll cuss. I've been working this land for 35 years. My daddy 30 years before that. He taught me, and I've had it all uphill trying to teach him. Ain't no top-playing teacher can tell you. You gotta learn it by doing it. If you want to study farming, you can keep your eyes open right around here. Seems like every time I turn around, you're picking at that thing. Ain't no fit occupation for a man.
I made $5 picking at this thing.
How'd you do that?
Hector, you ought to look to Beauty real quick.
Why?
Seems like she's got the heaves.
How'd you make $5?
Her sides is going in and out like the bellows.
How'd you make it?
Playing at the dance.
Saturday night?
Yes, sir.
You told me you were going coon hunting.
Yes, sir.
You told me you never seen a coon.
That was true, Pa.
I wish you'd go look to Beauty.
Beauty can wait. You told me a barefaced lie, boy.
Yes, sir.
A barefaced lie. Now what are we going to do about that?
I don't know, Pa.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. You're going to take this round to that willow by the spring house, and you're going to cut me a limb about 3 feet long, the size of your finger.
Don't do it, Hector.
You know better than that. I don't do it, he pays for it.
But he's only a boy.
That's just it. And I ain't going to have him running around with men 10 years older than him that's cussing and drinking and chasing girls.
Well, you done all them things.
When?
When I first knowed you.
Oh, I was grown, for God's sake.
Well, you still cuss. And you drink some.
Well, I expect I might side better of him. He knows all the rules. You always been too soft on him.
Like I was on Jan.
Oh, Jed. Jed was just plain mule-minded.
Well, they're both your sons, and we ain't seen hide nor hair of one of them in 8 years.
Which finger you use, boy?
You didn't say my thumb.
You come inside. We ain't going to shame you in front of your ma.
Dylan, honey, talk to him. Don't go on about your music. Here, take him his planting calendar.
Come on, boy, let's get it over with.
Done. As the twig is bent, so will the tree grow.
You just broke it.
What?
Nothing.
I'll go look to the mare.
There's no need.
You said she was heathen.
I lied. Are you going to whoop me too?
I'll go look to her anyway.
I'm right sorry for you, Hector. Felt sorry for you, too.
He didn't hurt me none. Had that old planting calendar stuck down my britches. Well, maybe he did hurt me, but so long ago now, all I can remember is how mad I was. Just like Jed when he quit, and I thought he'd killed Pa.
Last I heard, he was working for an oil company in Alaska.
Is Millie still right?
Now and again. Her oldest boy's studying for the priesthood.
Oh, boy!
I ain't told your pa.
Yeah, well, better not. All three of us quit. And you're still hanging on. You won't never let go of him, will you?
I'll iron your shirt for you.
Now, Ma, don't spoil me. I ain't used to it. I better get started. Gotta catch that plane to Atlanta. I'll bring the kids up for Thanksgiving.
If you can.
Well, now, I ain't having to spend that alone.
Oh, I ain't never alone. I got the good Lord looking out for me all the time. You don't have that, do you? I guess we failed you there.
And you got Pa.
Well, I ain't about to put him on the same rung as the Almighty. But I wouldn't be without him.
I'll get my stuff.
I'll fetch Susie's present for you.
Take one.
It's on the kitchen table. You want your old guitar?
One's enough. I'll play that for you when I come back.
How you gonna make out till then?
I can't fly these now.
It don't sound right.
Will he or won't he? Can he or can't he? Should you or shouldn't you? Round and round. It's his life. You can't change a thing. Why worry it to death?
I always wanted a family.
Well, you got one.
I am weary of watching my children march off over that hill. First Jed, then Millie, then him.
You ride every week. Here?
You let me know if you need me.
Who'd feed the chickens? Don't fret none. We'll make out.
Be sure to give him my love. You go long now.
He'll be back.
No. He's got the family now.
You got this place.
Place or family? Is that the choice?
Maybe we was lucky. You married, stayed married. No choices. I'm still here.
No, Hector. You're up in the old orchard.
'Twas you brung me down. You want to change that?
Oh, please, Hector, things change whether we want them to or not. 5 years. Susie weren't so much as crawling when you died. And heck, Dylan's changed too. You ain't seen that neither.
He's studying divorce, ain't he? Now what's that? You take a table, I take a chair. And what about the children? You take an arm, I take a leg. He's just coon hunting again.
Whatever he's doing, there's 2 young'uns to be cared for.
They're growing someplace else. You and I was planted here.
To everything there is a season. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pick up that which is planted.
I thought you weren't no hand at quoting the Bible.
Oh, go away, Hector. Please, I've got to figure this out for myself. It's all easy for you now.
Well, there's nothing like a little daylight between the ribs to clear a man's mind.
Hector, you left me 5 years ago. I watched you go.
Just one more.
You gonna put that picture in your magazine?
Well, sure, if it comes out.
It'll be the oldest face folks ever saw in there.
No, it won't. We had Granny Gordon last month, and she's 102.
Oh, poor old soul.
I hear you're just out of the hospital, Mr. Nation. Are you feeling better now?
How's that?
I said, are you feeling better now?
Doing good?
How'd you like being over there in Highland?
Didn't. Just don't like the town. No room.
Could you speak up a little, sir?
Said, I don't like the town.
That's fine. Do you think you'll retire now? Do you still work the place?
More like it works me.
There must be an awful lot to take care of.
That's what I keep telling him.
Pa don't hear too good when he don't want to.
What'd you say?
He said, you ought to take it easy. You've been poorly.
So I've been poorly. Don't tend to slack off none, though. And the Lord made man, and made him good, made him tough. This old body is really put together, buddy. You can hardly tear it apart. It's so well put together. I plan to go on living just as long as I see anybody else living. Nobody need say nothing about that.
What you knitting, Ma?
Socks? I'm bound to have something in my fingers to occupy my mind.
Got socks enough to do a centipede.
How many children do you have, Mrs. Nation?
You call me Aunt Annie, child. Everybody else does. I have 5.
Do they get home sometimes?
Dylan's real good about coming home.
Sharper than a serpent's tooth to have a thankless child. It's in the Bible.
Excuse me, Mr. Nations, but I think it's Shakespeare.
What's that?
A quote from a play by Shakespeare. We had it in school.
Same thing.
They were good children.
Let's see. No, I asked you that one. Oh, is it a problem here with the kids going off and families selling out?
Hey, what are you going to do when you quit school?
I'm going to be a teacher.
Here?
Well, I like it here, don't you?
You stick to that. It's where you belong. What you value.
I guess this place is more important to you than anything else in the whole world, isn't it?
What's that?
This place.
Didn't say that.
Well, didn't you say it's what you value most?
No.
What is?
She is.
Who?
Her. What to do?
It's all right, Pa. That what most folks tell you?
Well, most folks say they won't budge no matter what. But my granny, she wants a trailer with a TV.
TV.
Pa, when did you ever look at TV?
I saw one. Don't like it. Biggest piece of sin furniture man ever made. Oh, sex and guns. Bet you half those fellas never handled a gun in their lives.
Did you?
Grew up with them. Weren't more than 5 years old when my daddy first put a rifle in my hand.
Well, I didn't mean hunting exactly.
What'd you mean?
Did you ever shoot anybody?
Well, if I did, I ain't gonna tell you about it.
Ah, you okay?
I'm fine. I just need to drink water.
My daddy said a revenuer got shot right over the next holler.
Time for my pill.
I got it.
Just that I can get it.
I guess there ain't no place in the world where there ain't some violence.
Well, what did you do when somebody got hurt, Mrs. Nation? I mean, Aunt Annie?
Wait, you done the best you could and you trusted in the Lord. I was raised on that. We was brought up hard-shell Baptists. They was fierce believers.
Trumpeters.
There's plenty ways to heaven.
You tell that to the Pope?
I ain't telling it to nobody. I'm just telling Holly here what I believe. The Lord is with you in time of trouble or in sickness or pain. All you got to do is ask. He can heal everything.
Well, didn't you ever go to a doctor? I mean, suppose you broke your leg or you got a toothache.
Well, in the old days, if you got your leg broke, they just place it back best they could with split wood pieces. And then they tie it up with good stout string, and there you'd sit for about 12 months.
12 months?
Mm-hmm.
And if you had to have a tooth pulled, you'd come to a fella named J. Garrett. He'd say, lay down on that floor, boy. And you stretch out, and he'd put a knee here on your chest. Catch hold of you around the head. You're stout, too. He'd put one of those homemade pullers in there and give her a yank. Bring that tooth out if you didn't bust it. Take his pocket knife and go round down, about that deep. You could just hear the splishing in there. Couldn't get up, though, not with his knee on your chest. Sometimes his pullers slip off. Great goodness. You'd hear all kinds of racket in your head. He'd say, oh, my puller slipped off. Sometimes it gets slipped, you see. Great goodness. And you don't have no shots then. But when it was all over, didn't owe him a dime, not a cent. After the tooth was pulled, you filled your mouth full of salt. Well, you know how that hurt now. But you'd rinse your mouth out, and the next morning it was good again. If you didn't bust it.
But you wouldn't go to Mr. Garrett now, would you?
Oh, he's long dead.
But if you could, would you?
Now, you'd just love to hear me say, yes, I would, wouldn't you? That all the old ways was better than what we got now. Well, no one but a damn fool's gonna say that. You think I want to go out in the field behind a team of mules again when I can use a tractor? Yeah, I got a tractor. But some of the ways was better. You had time then. Nowadays, can't get to Atlanta and back in one day, you're way behind. You had neighbors then, real neighbors. You had your land. You had your family.
Reckon that'll do us till they toll the bell.
What bell?
St. John's. Though you can't hardly hear it way up here unless the wind's right.
They'd go to ring it as soon as they could. Toll it. You'd go to counting if you heard it tolling. Figure out who it could be.
If the child was 2 years old, it was 2 or 10 or 20 or whatever. For the old ones had told for half an hour. It was real slow, you see. Dawn, dawn,
Dawn.
Sounds sad.
Nothing sad about it. St. Paul said, "Be not sorry for those who are departed."
Your folks should come to help you out. Show their respect.
Help dig the grave, make the coffin, have a drink, talk a little, sing a little.
Oh, I like the songs that was hopeful. Now, there's one Dillard used to sing it. I can hear it in my head, but I'm not real clear on the words, and my voice ain't much neither. Let's see. The day is done, dear Lord, tomorrow's sun, dear Lord, is sure to come. We best be going in. These mosquitoes are getting terrible.
Now the stars are resting, resting on the hill. Nothing is a-sounding but a whippoorwill. Down in our hollow, where the foxfire glows. Dear Lord, give all your creatures their repose. The day is done. Dear Lord, tomorrow's sun, dear Lord, is sure to go.
This is something I never did learn.
When did Pa ever wear a tie?
When we was married, and when his pa died, this same one.
Do you want I should tie it?
Thank you, Dillard, but I kind of like to do for him myself, if you don't mind. I hate to put the coins on his eyes, though. It seems like that's the very last thing I can do. I had 2 quarters here. One of them slipped away.
When are you going to eat something, Ma?
Oh, I'll fiddle with something later with the others. Where are they all gone?
Well, Grady's doing the milking. Told me I wasn't no hand at it. Just like Pa.
No, Dillard.
Oh, no, that ain't nothing, Ma. We was over that years ago. Gudger and some of the others went to pick up the lumber for the box.
But it's so quiet all of a sudden. Listen. I'm just holding my breath.
It's the bell, Ma. It's quick.
Why, so it has. 77, and it didn't take long. So still makes me tired.
Well, sit down. Sit down then.
You know, Dylan, he was bragging to the doctor on your manner.
Paul was? Well, don't that beat all? Was only second place.
But with guitar players from all over Georgia. Now, Dylan, don't you comfort me none. He didn't like tears. I could get him to do anything for me if I cried. So I never did. Not even when your sister Mary died. He did, though. Caught him right out there by the shed. His face all wet. He was mean to me the whole day long after that. Then that evening he comes in with a bunch of dewberries and just shoved them at me across the table. Turned his back, and changed his shirt, sat down to supper, never said a word. Caught him one other time too, only he weren't crying. I never ever told anybody about that. I guess it don't matter now. We was at a dance over at the Highlands. I was carrying you, so I was just watching, but my back had begun to ache, so I went on out to the wagon, and there was your pa with his arm around the Bryson girl. She was a pretty little thing. She had long, shiny black hair down to her waist, and she'd shake her head like a filly troubled by flies. And they was both laughing. I just went back on in and sat down. Oh, that was hurtful. Every time after that, when he traveled over that way, I wondered some. Needn't tap, I guess.
Well, must be back now.
Maybe I shouldn't have told you that. I know I had two of them. You got a Florida? You know what troubles me, dealer? When I washed him just now, I found this big white scar above his knee, in his right knee. And I can't remember what made that. Not for the life of me, I can't. And I don't want to forget nothing. He must have been hurt bad.
This old body's really put together, buddy. Can't hardly tear it apart. Now, I'll be right near. Take him in.
Do you remember when Mary died? And you did this for her because I weren't up to it. Well, I'm doing it now. Dylan Nation, guitar, second, 1962. It's his medal, Hector. You hear me now? It's his medal. Some say dead's dead, and that's that. Dust unto dust. Maybe, if that's what the Bible says, I never could argue you on that. I wish I could remember where you got that scar. No, let him play. I like the sound. Lord, I never could stand goodbyes. Well, it's done. It's his medal, Hector. But it's my hand. I best clean up some, I guess.
Every shadow
5 years ago that was, 5 or 6. I lose track.
5, August 4th, 1977.
They built me a good enough box, but they was poor hands that carpenter, and Grady should have stuck to milking and Gudger to playing his fiddle. Space is 1/4 inch wide between those planks. Lucky it wasn't raining that day.
It weren't raining. The ground was real hard.
I dug that hole up in the old orchard and laid my box down in the dirt. That sound messy to you? Well, I'm real proud of it. This is it. Dirt. Dirt cheap, as the saying goes. Dirt cheap, yet you can't put a price on it any more than you can a man's life. That's peculiar, ain't it? This is mine. My dirt. My land. Of course, it ain't mine exclusive. It's where we all come from and where we all return one way or another. Very best grade fertilized. I respect that. When fertilizer first came out, I bought me a bag. Thought I'd give it a try. Ooh, expensive though. And no more than old fish scraps at that. Smelled bad too. I had a dog then that followed me around everywhere I went. Anything I set down, she sat on it, protecting it, you see. Well, I was working up in the rows, and old Jenny was asleep on the fertilizer sack. And an old buzzard came sailing round and round. You see, he got wind of that fertilizer and thinks he found him a dead dog. Well, directly he lands to take a look. Now, the dog don't move. The old buzzard looks, sidles a little closer, and looks again. Then he hauls off and pecks. Lord God, you never heard such a commotion and a flapping in all your life. Dog did for him, too. Yeah. Buried that old buzzard right over there. Next year, I had the finest patch of squash you ever did see. Well, that's the way it works. Nothing wasted. The year after they put me down, I had that old apple tree blossoming like the finest spring. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No. There was a time I had to work half a day for one of these. Don't have to now. I'm retired. Gonna keep this one. Of course, by the time anyone finds that, it won't be worth more than a nickel. Well, that's changing times. Annie's been wrestling with that for some time now. Oh, she ain't come right out and told me, but she thinks it. I know it.
You taking those too?
I certainly am.
Well, they've grown some since then.
Well, they made them for me, and I ain't gonna leave them behind. You sure my rocker's coming?
Top of the list. We're picking that stuff up Tuesday.
How high up do them planes go?
I'll take care of you, Ma.
So you made up your mind. Old lady? Old lady, I'm talking to you. You don't hear me, do you?
started.
I'm all ready.
You didn't forget nothing?
The glasses.
All set?
Yeah, I guess so.
Moon's coming up. Yeah, almost full.
All fine. No taters.
What?
Nothing.
Well, gonna be some fine homes up here.
Always was.
Oh, absolutely. No offense.
Find him all right?
Anything else I forgot I could do without?
You can always come back, you know.
Oh, I'm coming back. You sure he's got that in that paper?
Now, you don't have to worry about that. Private burial grounds are protected by state law. Aunt Annie, have you got a hammer?
Oh, under the bed. Put it back.
Oh. Are you leaving, Pa's tools?
You want to move him? You best lend me your arm over the hill. Light's going fast.
Now, don't you want to look around?
Oh, honey, there ain't a rock or a tree or a blade of grass here I don't know better than my own hand. So let's just get along. I don't need to wait.
So, trespassers will be prosecuted. Title to this property, Block 19, Section 27, Raven County Tax Roll, 1983. Resides with the Mountain Development Corporation, Greenville, South Carolina. Trespassers will be prosecuted. All my life and all my daddy's life, there wasn't a single trespasser come up that hill that we didn't say howdy to or give something to him, including this son of a bitch that's got my hammer. That's the way it goes. Yes, the law is the law, even if I did tickle it a little bit now and then. Trespassing. Yes, that's me. Well, got a lot of digging to do to get rid of me. She'll be back.